Hi, good afternoon. Hope you're all well. Ouch. It's better. 54 figures of whole variety of manufacturers, everything from Dragon to Zvezda to Eschi, Hobby Boss, Alpine, Masterbox, oh, a whole load of them. All, excuse me, all 54 have been primed, spray primed, which sort of took me all afternoon. Time you set up the spray booth and get the compressor out and the airbrush and set it all up. And then a couple of times I had to leave the compressor to cool down a bit, even though it's one of these compressors that cuts in and out when it needs to. You know, I was working it quite hard, and so I had to stop and have a cup of tea, which was handy on one occasion because about halfway through the figures I stopped and cleaned the airbrush out from the old paint, ready for the next lot. And then time you clear the stuff away, the compressor and stuff, and strip the airbrush down, which is important. Strip it all down and thoroughly clean it. Yeah, it took me the best part of the afternoon. But it does do a nice job spraying them. My usual primer, German yellow. And they've all had 2 coats of flesh tone, Panzer Aces flesh tone. And I'm now working on the eyes. Probably can't see it on that. I'll put some pictures up at the end so you can see. But it's a bit of a laborious job painting eyes, but it's got to be sort of got to be done right. There's a fine line between right and wrong. You get it wrong, you can look like cat's eyes, or you can look boss-eyed, or squinting or whatever, you know. I mean, it's a fine line. But doing this amount of figures, you'll certainly get the hang of it, that's for sure. And it's very good practice. And that's, to me, that's what it comes down to, the whole thing in this scale and above is the face. If you get that wrong, it ruins the whole figure. I've seen some figures that are actually beautifully painted, only to fall down because they have a poorly painted face. So this has got to be done right. This is why I always do the faces first. Get that out the way. Then the rest of it's just areas of color. This is not a problem. But the face, for me anyway, the face has to be right. And the main part of that is the eyes. You've got to get the eyes right. If the eyes are wrong, it stands out like a country mile. And it just looks awful. So it's, like I said, it's a bit of a laborious task going through 54 figures, painting eyes. But it'll be worth it in the long run. And I'm pleased, these will make a nice lot of figures. 3 groups of 10, 3 units of 10, plus all the figures for the over there, 2 flat guns from the smoke unit. When I get around to spraying them, I'll use that one, I think. German red brown, or sort of red oxide sort of type color. I'll do them with that. I think I'm going to order another one of them. It's surprising how much of this I used the other day, spraying up 54 135 figures. I got through quite a lot of that, so I'm going to get another one. This is considerably thicker than the Vallejo white primer, so for that reason in the airbrush I went down to the smallest needle I had, which was, I think it was 0.2 needle. I put that in, and it was fine. It was no problem. Sprayed them very well. And of course, spraying them rather than brush priming them cuts out that problem with air bubbles, getting little tiny air bubbles in the finish, which you tend to get with a brush, which you don't get by spraying them, which is always good not to have those annoying little air bubbles in the finish, because once the primer is dry, if you've got those little air bubbles, that's it, you can't get rid of them. So that's an advantage. And they're looking nice. The Tamiya figures are looking nice with the alpine heads on. When I've got 5 minutes, I'll go on eBay or wherever, and I'll order some more boxes of them, those alpine heads, because they're nice. They're nice. Excuse the boggle eyes on that figure. That's the way I paint the eyes. You fill the whole eye socket in with off-white and put a stripe down each center of each one, then shape the eye with your darker tone, your shadow tone, to get it right. So I got a lot of figures here with boggle, big boggle eyes at the moment. But yeah, they're going to look really nice, these Tamiya figures with the alpine heads. Here's another one. Quite a dynamic sort of pose. Lovely, lovely. So that is where we're at, and that's where we're up to. It's just a case of plodding on and getting the faces finished and the flesh tones finished. Once I've done that, I'll feel a lot happier, and I'll job will start getting easier, because you start working with some color then, which is nice. It gets a bit dull and monotonous just doing flesh tone and so forth, but it's got to be done. So we're just gonna do what I tend to do actually is put the get the YouTube going on the phone here, and have something like old football matches or something from the 70s. Got one of them going, and then away you go, and just laboriously work my way through these figures. But yeah, it's got to be done. But anyway, you're gonna look good. They're gonna look good. So that's where I'm at. Just a quick one to say hello. Hope you're all doing well. Anybody that's subscribed recently, thank you very much. Always nice to have new subscribers. Pouring rain here now. Two of my friends messaged me earlier, said, we're going for a walk. Well, if they're still going for a walk, then they're going to get caught in it, and it's absolutely teeming down. Anyway, thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, thanks for all your comments. Enjoy the hobby, be careful, stay safe. See you on another one.